Good morning, Professor. My name is Joseph Ho Quyết Thắng. I belong to the Minister of the Infirm, Chameleon, Vietnam. For Socrates, what is human wisdom? Most ancient philosophers consider philosophy to be the search for solution to problems in this universe, explaining the formation and development of the world through the field of science, physics, biology. However, philosophy with Socrates is different. He went a separate way when choosing human beings, especially humanity and morality of this subject are the central use of philosophy. They can able to call the humans with them. Socrates was the first philosopher there to establish life as synonymous with philosophia. My fellow countrymen, I love you, but I am determined to obey God more than you. And as long as I have some strength left, I will not stop living the life of a philosopher, admonishing you that one must is mean oneself and esteem others. Because living without judgment is not worthy of being called life, according to him. Man's wisdom is to seek knowledge, and through knowledge man will realize the truthfulness, compassion, beautifulness of their life. I would like to present this idea of Socrates for my response based on the book of Apology. What is Socrates' human wisdom? Two distinct answers to this question are discernible in recent scholarship. According to the first line of interpretation, Socrates' human wisdom consists in two things: the knowledge that he lacks divine wisdom, and his actual possession of some kind of low-grade propositional knowledge. Wisdom is a word that would relate to each individual differently and affect us in the multitude of ways. It lies in the deepest part of our hearts and comes out when our other actions fail. It reveals when established good versus evil and explains the difference between the wise and the foolish. By gaining knowledge, wisdom, as do most other things, come with age. Although one circumstances and the event in the life one leads with their surrounding has a great impact on how much wisdom they may acquire. But surely not least, wisdom is the ability to give good advice and be a great listener and to always stand up for what one believes in. A sick letter would that take a lifetime to accomplish that can be learned through listening to your elders, having a positive influence as far as friends go, and always voicing one's opinions even if they are standing alone. With the famous thesis, know thyself, Socratic philosophy is not a speculative phenomenon, only discussing general problems unrelated to daily life. On the contrary, it is a means of teaching children in that sense. Philosophy must first of all be knowledge or understanding of human beings. That knowledge is necessarily knowledge of the good is the behavior of treating people with good manners. Then that morality is nothing but knowledge. Therefore, knowledge is virtue, and philosophy is synonymous with practical wisdom. The measure of morality is a measure of the communion behavior between human and the wisdom of the gods. Wisdom is a knowledge. Knowledge is divine in nature, and only knowledge is capable of rising man to the level of the divine. Ethics with its manifestation, such as conscience, courage, piety, and justice, are all the different manifestations of knowledge. Helping people to show good and avoid evil. Evil replaces the lack of knowledge. It raises due to ignorance, lack of understanding, because no one knowing what is good will deliberately do bad things. Therefore, doing bad things is an act involuntarily, not intentionally. In reality, however, common sense tells us that we often endure in behavior we know to be wrong. So doing it wrong is a seemingly deliberate act with the motto, what really matters is not living, but living well. Socrates said that under the guidance of reason, health, beauty, wealth, courage, generosity, character, assertive, are used for good purpose. In the opposite case, disaster will take the place of benefit. For example, courage without wisdom will become reckless, misplaced, beauty will become ridiculous, generosity without consideration will become wasteful. Good and beneficial must be unified with reason. That is, all moral acts must be timely, appropriate, reasonable, and rational. According to Socrates, human wisdom, have to knowledge and virtue are necessary of politicians. Politicians must put society responsibility first, not rely on umbrellas, rely on power and luck. He also said that in order to have a knowledge, people need to study at school and learn in real life. Study anymore anytime. Let's start from not knowing to know. His proposition, I know nothing, is not a relativistic proposition, but is intended to indicate the beginning of an broader truth. Because, according to the common sense, all knowledge begins without knowing. Perception is the process of approaching truth. Socrates' simple, modest lifestyle and reasonable manner are a great example of morality. Throughout his life, he did not worry about making money or buying possessions, but only preached about the good, wishing to inspire people, to help them lead a light and peaceful life without plotting and calculating losses. It is also the thing to give him the full power of wisdom. Regarding the death of this wise sage, it is said that Socrates lived during the prosperity of the city-state of Athens until it declined by the Spartan and its ally during the Peloponnesian War. Although loyal to the city-state to the death, his idea and virtue were in conflict with the contemporary political and social changes of Athens. He praised Sparta, denied Athens, directly and indirectly in many dialogues. The conversation of Socrates when he was found guilty by the jury of the city consisted of corrupting the truth and belittling the God of the city. He defended himself against those who conspired to put him into misery, offering truth as well as insightful counter arguments. Although sentenced to death, he would have to buy friends and noble to escape from prison, but with a noble spirit and pure honor than others. Socrates refused because, according to him, avoiding death is not difficult. Avoiding humiliation is different much more because violence runs faster than death. He was sentenced to death by drinking poison and died around 399 BC. Instead of conclusion, if you kill me, you won't easily find a replacement for me, a man given to the country by God. This was Socrates' last defense as he stood before the trial and accepted death. It is no coincidence that Socrates said that the self-promotion became to when his contribution to philosophy, Greek civilization and human civilization were contributions that no one could replace. Although it has been almost 3 millennia when Socrates died, his contributions are still valid, and he deserves to be great gift from God to great civilization in particular as well to the great civilization and human civilization in general. Thank you, Professor.